No, it's a process. Let's start with that. The entire election is a process. It's a process that started last year. It's a process that started from when INEC issued a timetable to say we'll be having 2023 election, so dates. And there are other processes leading to the day of the election, which are position of the law that every political party must adhere strictly to. For us, immediately after the election, I had a press conference to say it's a process. It doesn't stop there, which means that the last pronouncement on 2023 election hasn't been made yet. Okay, and so we have to follow the process through. So what is it that we file in our petition? As far as we are concerned, yes, of course, we've spoken about the suppression. We've spoken about the widespread violence during the March 18th gubernatorial election, especially in Lagos State, where I contested. We've been able to berate every player, in that axis. But in our petition, we're not going into the rigorous of checking what are the numbers, who does what in terms of padding and all of that. But what we're looking at, and it's because we have been following the process since last year, and we have picked holes in some of the things that other political parties have done that got them the ticket of their party in the first place in terms of nomination, because there is a constitutional provisions which spoke about how to be properly nominated. So for APC and their candidates, these are the grounds that we are challenging their nomination. The Electoral Act stipulates that for a primary election, Congress's convention to be held by any political party, there must be a 21-day notice from the national headquarters of that party to the INEC chairman in Abuja. That notice must include the dates of the meeting or convention or primaries or whatever, and venue to say this is what we are going to be having. Okay, and that notice must be signed by the national chairman of the party and the national secretary. So first, in this that was released by APC to INEC, they didn't comply to that at first. Also, the state chapter of a political party under law has no business whatsoever in notifying INEC of their primaries or convention or whatever. But the Lagos State chapter did a letter signed by the chairman of Lagos State chapter of APC and his secretary to REC of Lagos, notifying them of the venue for the primaries, date for the primaries, and time, including members of the electioneering committee for that primary, signed by the state chairman. There is already a prima facie on this matter to say that any primary conducted by a state chapter of a party is null and void. So this is one ground. This is another ground. The third ground is that the candidate of APC, which is Mr. Abdul-Azeez Sanwo Olu, was not properly nominated based on those primaries and all of those is flawed. Again, when we requested for his Form EC9 that is submitted to INEC as candidate of the party, because after the primary you are given a Form EC9 where you put all your particulars, and there is a declaration page, which is the last page, where you under oath and endorsed and all of that. We discovered that in the portion where they have school attended with dates and all of that, where you put it there, and in brackets, there is a saying that all evidences of whatever claims you have made must be attached to this. So he said he wrote WAEC 1981. And we discovered that he did not attach this certificate, the WAEC certificate, into that form. So that sparked up some sort of curiosity. And we decided to look why. So what we then did was to order requests for the CTC of his 2019 examination, 2019 from CF001, you know, that's what it's called then. In that form, we then discover that it made the same claim of writing WAEC 1981, but then attached a statement of results from Ijebu-Ife Community Grammar School that, okay, in the WAEC that you sat for, and this is what you have. And you know, that statement of results, we have a WAEC number, the examination number and the seat number all together. So what we did was to approach WAEC to say, okay, we have this statement of results purported to have emanated with the examination number purported to have emanated from you, and we need to verify whether or not this candidate actually sat for WAEC. And WAEC did say to us that, look, we have simplified the issue of result verification, okay, because we can't continue to have embassies or the institution coming to write us for something. So what we now have is a scratch card. Anybody can buy the scratch card. Embassies now use the scratch card. Institution now use the scratch card to impute the numbers that you have there. When you have the scratch card, you'll be able to open a portal, put the scratch card, put the examination number as claimed by the candidate, the year and everything, and it will pop up and give you the results. Of course, we know about the scratch card. So we got the scratch card and put everything in there, and we discovered that the result was null and void. It came back as not, there's no result.
He didn't see for that
candidate.
Or at least in that school.
According to INEC.